Hey guys, Jeff here with BlueSky Gaming, and we are back with our Final Fantasy playthroughs here on YouTube, and we're starting up Final Fantasy II. Chaos is dead, we're moving on, and time for something a little bit different. For anybody that's unfamiliar with Final Fantasy II, compared to Final Fantasy I, you're going to see at least some mechanics and elements that are different and unique to this particular game. The leveling system is different and in the end would spawn a rather large series on its own. But also we have a couple of other things that have shown the progress of the Final Fantasy series so far as it was released. So let's get a new game going. So the first thing we're going to note is, okay, instead of just picking our classes, we now have character names, and that was one of the first initial differences, is now we have characters that have names, and that also means that they have some personality that we're going to see as we progress through the story. So we're just going to keep their names as they were. So here's Firion, Maria, Guy, or Guy, I don't know, I don't think his name is French, so it's probably Guy. He's Guy. And Leon. Leon! So here we go. A long-lived peace. Is at an end. As you can see, we are playing the Pixel Remaster version of Final Fantasy II. Unfortunately, the original version of Final Fantasy II was never released in North America. The Emperor of Polynesia has called for this month and has begun his campaign for world conquest because, oh my gosh, everything's going by so quick. They didn't even let us read it. A rebel army arose in the kingdom of Finn to thwart the Emperor's plans. But the rebels' castle fell to an all-out assault by the Empire. Left with little choice, the rebels withdrew to the remote town of Altair. Remote town. It's across the river. 4 youths from Finn also found themselves fleeing Imperial forces. They lost their parents at the hands of the Empire, but their escape wasn't over. And that's where we join them as we are trying to fend these guys off. Come on, guys, we can do this. We're heroes, right? Right? Oh. Oh. Oh no. Maybe? No. Oh. Will he live? He will. I sense a strong life force within him. We should take it and use it for our own. Sorry. He should regain consciousness soon. We found them like this on the escape from Finn, fallen from terrible wounds. By the time we brought them here, I feared it was already too late. His life is not in danger. I don't know, that 600 damage I took makes it feel like I was in danger. This sigil will strengthen his life force. We should let him rest now. Laying on the floor. Yep, this is definitely helping my my healing. Of course. We'd best be off to the meeting. I imagine they're already waiting for us. If the Empire is allowed to complete the dreadnought they're building in Bafsk, their attack will begin in earnest. We cannot sit idly by and watch. We must act. I'm pretty certain you're preaching to the choir there. Oh, my back. Where am I? Leon? Maria? Guy? Where are you? Oh, hey. You guys look familiar. Firion, you're alive. I thought you'd... I'm fine, Maria. You seem alright too, Guy. But Wait, where's Leon? Princess of Finn, save us. But Leon not here. I see. Don't worry, I'm sure he's okay. Don't worry, I'm sure he's okay. Yo, Princess! So, you've regained your strength. Very good. Your life force is strong indeed. It was you who saved us, wasn't it? Thank you. Forgive me, Your Highness, but there is something I must ask of you. Please, let us join the rebel army. I could never allow such a thing. You know nothing of battle. You would only be throwing your lives away. You should return to your homes. But we have no homes. Not anymore. The Imperials attacked, and our parents... Our parents? I am truly sorry, but that changes nothing. I cannot permit you to join our army. If you've nowhere else to go, you're welcome to stay here in Altair. If you know our password, you should be able to live here well enough. The password is Wild Rose. Remember it well. So one of the interesting mechanics they added in the game, and this is even back in the original, is Wild Rose, or the ability to learn keywords. Once you learn keywords, you can now ask people about those keywords. And if they know something, the Wild Rose is the insignia for the Kingdom of Finn. It represents our hope for a flourishing future of strength and beauty. But, well, but what will become of Finn now? I've heard that the Empire's captives suffer there in confinement, even as we speak. Maria, your brother Leon is missing, is he not? It's possible that he's being held in Finn as well. But Finn is far too dangerous to travel to now. The Emperor's beasts still stalk the streets. Gaining entrance to the city will not be easy. The man at my right is Minwu, the white wizard who tended your wounds. Speak with him before you leave. He may be of some assistance. Okay. Alright, so we can do stuff. I see your destiny clearly. The future it holds seems closely entwined with my own. You will begin by journeying to Finn. That is the first step towards realizing your fate. You've wasted no time using the password. Heed well the information it will bring you. You can learn much of value by listening. I offer you one more bit of advice before you depart for Finn. Those who have fallen in battle can be revived at a sanctuary. Should one of you fall before you reach Finn, go without hesitation to the nearest sanctuary. Alright, good to know. Okay, so we can probably talk to people to learn stuff. Heading to Finn, are we? It's not my place to tell you what to do, but I'd reconsider if I were you. It's a dangerous place to be, you see. The city is crawling with the Empire's monsters. To the north lies a small village called Katria. Judging by the look of you, you'd be lucky to make it that far. Before you go anywhere, I suggest you visit the room with the sigil that saved your life. There you will find Peachbull. You can find Peachbull, people who can teach you a thing or two about adventuring. I think you're going to need all the advice they can spare. Sir, that is rude. Alright, so there's a couple of things that we're going to do right away here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this. Okay. You can keep the bow. You can keep that for now. I'll look into that later. So, there's a method to my madness, and there's a plan for later. You can explore a little bit. Let's go looking around. As with Final Fantasy 1, the Pixel Remasters offer a lot of quality of life things, in addition to some other stuff to look around. An arrow struck me in the back during the battle, leaving me in this state. Perhaps I really have grown old. My daughter Hilda now serves as regent. You should speak with her. Alright, we've done so. Cool. Alright, let's go around here. We can hang out in the princess's room. This is her room. Lay in her bed. It'll be fine. Anything? Anywhere? Read her diary. Alright. So we'll go and we can wander around this place and try to find stuff that we need. Right now I need money, weapons, and other assorted things. Gordon, the Prince of Kashuan, is hiding out here in Altair. I don't know what happened, but something made him lose his faith in himself. Princess Hilda fled here when Finn was sacked. She's doing a remarkable job of leading the rebel army with His Majesty recovers. Or wow. Okay. Cool. Okay, so we're at full health. Oh, hey. I'm Paul, greatest thief in all the world. They've yet to invent the loot I can't burgle or steal. The Imperial coffers have kept my purse fat with gil lately. I never steal from rebels, you can be sure of that. My home was in Finn, too. I can even go home now that the Empire has occupied the city. Alright, good to know. So we have a couple of shops that we can roam around. What can I do for you? We've got knife shop, staff, javelin, and broadsword. So a couple of these can provide us some interesting options. Oh, I have two in stock. Okay, we go to my equip. And I'm going to switch something out here. There we go. So the nice thing about this, so this game is very flexible and very open. Well, it kind of lets you do your own thing. And you'll see what I mean as we progress. What could you want with me? I'm just an old man. Geezer Act is just a cover. My name's Tobal. I'm the best darn blacksmith in the rebel army. Alright, good to know. Okay, so now that we've done that, I need to do some other shopping. I'll buy armor later, as much as I want to. Hey, my name is Gordon. I was once a prince of Kashuan. Now, I'm nothing but a coward. When my brother Scott fell in battle, I abandoned my kingdom and fled here. So, you've asked to take up arms in the struggle? I'm so afraid Hilda will turn me away that I haven't even asked her. I've been stalling here. I'm just a spineless coward. Go ahead. Laugh. I deserve it. No, I actually don't want to laugh at you. Come on. If you say it's true, your brother's dead. And your kingdom has been sacked by the Empire, so I kind of don't want to hold that against you. Okay, so we're going to need to buy a couple of these various tomes. I need a fire and blizzard. So now, as you can see, I didn't pick any classes for my characters. What they've done with the game is they've changed how stats and skills progress. They actually progress by using. So if you do things with certain types of weapons and certain pieces of gear, you can earn stat points and stat increases and skill levels. Depending on the weapons or things you use will affect what stats will grow. Now, there is a certain amount of chance that some stats will decrease as other stats grow, but if you're careful about your stat management, you can do some pretty impressive things. Now, obviously, using weapons will increase their weapon abilities, but this also applies to magic, and magic itself can be learned by anybody. Also, you're going to love how we're going to increase things like our hit points and our MP. It's a great time. So we're going to start with Maria. I think Maria in general is going to focus on casting spells. That doesn't mean I can't have others do the same. So I don't know how ridiculous I'm going to be doing all this stuff, because it does take a fair amount of time. But let's go out of town. We're going to save our game. And odds are, between at least some of the episodes here, I'm going to spend some time increasing stats for different parts of this. So right now I just want to focus on just surviving fights for the most part. But as you can see, I'm going to cast spells against myself, and you'll see why as I do so. So you can see I can use 2 weapons. You actually notice that his fists actually do more. And you can see our progression towards our various skills. You can already see her hit points and her stamina already went up after taking some damage. And they didn't hit us. I did. So, you know, depending on how much damage you do, can affect how much you gain. Also, when you look at your magic, so you can see magic use and the like. So the more you use the spell, 1, the more it costs, 2, the more effective it is. And we can do this with all of our magic. Now, some of our healing magics, this is very important that we take some time to level up those abilities. Because if we if we improve some of them, they actually can do more. And this is both good or bad. If you don't take the time to level up most of the stat removing or status removing item spells, you actually run into a problem of I now can't heal myself or heal certain status ailments, more dangerous status ailments that will come later in the game. So we want to make sure that we are actually learning those as fast as we can. So there we go, sword leveled up, hands leveled up. We actually really want those fists to level up as fast as we can. Because, punching does lots of damage. It's kind of entertaining. And we can actually spend most of the game doing that. So there, we can actually have her attack multiple targets, because we do want our spells to grow. And we don't mind if we take a little bit of damage. If she gets an action first. So we're trying to use her MP as much of it as we can, because we want that to level. There we go, so we finally got some hit points up for him. His defenses are going up, which is very nice, so using magic effects on them will help things like that. So there we go, her MP jumps up, her magic jumps up, and so does her spirit. So magic and spirit affect healing and attack magic. So that's very important. Alright, there we go. So everybody's at full health. She's got more MP. And we just want to keep kind of working on this a little bit. What we really need is those hit points to go up. That's for sure. Because otherwise, we can't really... once we start fighting these guys and we're more proficient at protecting ourselves against them, we're gonna actually be able to spend longer trying to do things like raising stats and the like as we go, while trying not to overreach, I guess. So, and eventually I'm gonna buy cures for everybody. Like, at least everybody is going to have cure magic, because that is going to be very important for us as we progress. So there we go, sword leveled up. It starts getting much harder to level up some of your weapons as you progress, but doing it early is a good thing. There we go. Yeah, so that MP going up, his health going up, that's excellent. Alright, we're starting to get a little low. Let's go head back, visit the inn, and get topped up, so that we can continue to do this. So our cost of our inns is in direct response to the amount of, I believe it's both MP and HP lost by the party. So we've got 159 right now. Let's go and buy another healing spell. And then we're going to give Firion that. And then we'll give Guy one as well. As long as everybody has a decent ability to heal, that's going to be my focus. I might just turn Maria into a mage. But I need to swap out her weapon to make this more efficient. And then use that weapon a little bit. Because certain weapons will raise certain stats. Actually, I need to check on what the bow raises in addition to its proficiency. Because as long as it raises agility, that is the other thing I do want to raise up, is her agility. So that if she's casting spells, whether it's healing or attack magic, she is first in a combat round. That's kind of important for us here. So, and yeah, so basically every time you take damage, every time you cast spells or whatever, basically it creates a check at the end of a combat that will go, oh hey, did you do enough? You're going to get a percentage chance of something going up. And the more that goes up, the better it is. So one of the things there, the better our stamina is, the better hit point gain we have, and all of that fun stuff. So that is the basics of this. I'm going to spend some time, get maybe a little bit more hit points, and then we're going to start our adventure in earnest. And every few episodes or so, I'm going to spend some time trying to get these guys a little bit stronger as we progress through the game, or a lot stronger depending on how much time I have. Thank you very much for joining us for this first episode. We'll be back again with more Final Fantasy II Pixel Remaster, and as always, have fun, keep gaming, and I'll see you guys again next time.